Let's see how we can use Shadowfax to perform data ingestion inside Snowflake as well as data enrichment. So I have a CSV file containing weather data. Here we have station IDs. We also have elements such as precipitation, maximum temperature, and minimum temperature. The temperatures are actually in tenths of Celsius, so 348 is 34.8 degrees Celsius, and the precipitation is in millimeters. Inside Snowflake, I have a table here called bronze weather that I want to load this data into. You'll notice it has similar columns to my CSV, such as element and value. Date is actually not in my CSV file, but I have this YYYMMDD column which represents date. And then I also have latitude and longitude columns inside Snowflake, but you'll notice that those are not in my CSV at all. Those are actually publicly available at this URL, which is just a text file which contains latitude and longitude information for each weather station. So with that in mind, I'm just going to ask Shadowfax to load my weather data into Snowflake, and I'll tell it some transformations I want to perform. So for example, I don't want to load tenths of Celsius inside Snowflake. I want to load Fahrenheit for my temperature data. And instead of millimeters, I want to load my precipitation as centimeters. I'll also give it a link to the URL which contains the latitude and longitude data. Now Shadowfax has gone in and analyzed our source and destination, and has proposed a set of transformations and is asking us for confirmation. So first it's asking about how date should be converted. So I should say date should be derived from YYYMMDD, so that's correct. And second it's asking about if we should be doing a join on the station ID in the enrichment step. So yes, join on station ID. Extra columns can be ignored. That's not important. Value should be float, that's correct. And then nothing else is needed, no additional business logic. So now Shadowfax will confirm the requirements for this ETL pipeline and ask me to confirm. And now that we've confirmed, Shadowfax will go and implement code to build this ETL pipeline. So there's a code viewer here, and you'll see this transform.py file which Shadowfax is writing, and we can see here it's grabbing data from the station's URL, and here it's parsing the latitude and longitude information, and then down here it's performing unit conversions from tenths of Celsius to Fahrenheit, as well as from millimeters to centimeters. Now, as we can see on this chat UI, right, Shadowfax is performing debugs and it's performing dry runs. So this is Shadowfax executing the code in a sandbox environment as well as inside Snowflake to produce a data preview of the output of the pipeline. So a data preview is just a sample of the first 100 or so rows that the pipeline generated. And once Shadowfax has come back with a good pipeline, we can analyze the data preview and give feedback if we want the data to change, or we can confirm the data that Shadowfax produced and set that to be deployed as a cron job to periodically ingest data inside Snowflake. And while that's running, I'll also go inside my Snowflake and just show that currently my table here is empty. And then at the end, we'll load this data inside Snowflake, and we'll see the data inside our actual Snowflake system. Okay, great. So the ETL pipeline code has been implemented as specified. So let's go back into this data tab here. And okay, great. So we have a data preview. So let's take a look at what we have here. So first things first, these temperature values, temp max and temp min, 94, 65. So that looks like Fahrenheit to me, so that looks good. Now let's take a look at this latitude and longitude data. So we see that Shadowfax has, found some latitude and longitude information for the station. Negative 31 as a latitude and 148 as a longitude. So let's just go and verify that inside our URL. Great, so for this station, negative 31 here, 148 here. So that looks great. Looks like that information is correct. So So then now I'm happy with this data preview. I don't need to iterate anymore. I'm just going to deploy this as a cron job, and I'm just going to run it right now, just so I can demonstrate the ingestion inside Snowflake. So this is great. Cool. So let's go back inside of Snowflake. Rerun this query. Might take a couple seconds for the production pipeline to run. Let's run it again. Cool, and here we go. Now we have our data, just as we saw in the data preview. We have our latitudes filled out, longitudes filled out, as well as our temperatures in Fahrenheit and our precipitation values inside centimeters. So we've just demonstrated how easy it was to just chat with Shadowfax, point it to a URL and our CSV file, and now we have data ingested inside Snowflake, running as a cron job as well. Cool.